Hey friends, Grandmaster Brown here. In the early 2000s, I had an employee named Britt, a hilarious and charming guy, an incredibly smart young man, fantastic martial artist, and a great instructor. I was running an after school program at the time to build our student base and reputation with the school system. We had several part time teens helping out too, so there were some great young people there. One day, a mom brought her little boy in, and this kid was a mess. Straight F's in school, couldn't sit still, was defiant with his teacher, and just in general headed for disaster. Mom was in tears as she talked to me about the boy. She was coming through a really rough stretch of her life, too: abuse, addiction, and self neglect. Now that she was on a better course, she was desperate for help with Johnny. That's not his real name, by the way. Why not use his real name? Because I've had kids just like this hundreds of times. His name doesn't matter. How we helped is the real story here, as well as the lessons from my staff. All right, so Johnny was a nightmare for the staff, and the other kids were struggling with him too. I spend a lot of time coaching my staff to seek out anything that Johnny is doing that's right. Ignore all the bad behavior as much as you can, and really go nuts praising him when he gets something right. Get the other kids to cheer for him too when he gets something right, even something tiny. Now, after the first day, my staff was asking me to kick the kid out. After the second day, they were begging me to kick the kid out. After the third day, they were threatening me to kick the kid out. My team came to me as a group after the first week. It was like an intervention or something. One of the teenage girls, I'll call her Lisa, was the spokesperson. She told me that if I didn't kick him out, they were all going to quit. I asked if they were all in agreement, and they all said yes. They were ready to quit as a group if I didn't kick him out. They said he was making their lives miserable and hurting the experience of the other students. And I said, I'm so glad that you all have each other for strength and that you can count on one another in this difficult decision. Everyone should have friends they can count on. I will miss all of you, but unlike you, no one is on Johnny's team. He has no one supporting him. All he needs is positive reinforcement and someone to support him. I guess I'll just do it alone. Let me know if you change your minds and decide to help Johnny with me. They were all silent for a minute, and then Lisa started crying. Needless to say, they didn't quit. We reinforced our efforts to produce and provide positive reinforcements for Johnny. In 3 months, he tested for his yellow belt. Mom was again in tears, but for different reasons. He was unrecognizable, following along with our drills, answering respectfully, super proud of himself, and we were all proud too. In another month, Johnny was one of the best kids in the school. Britt and I were talking one day, and he pointed at Johnny on the training floor, working all by himself to improve his forms. And Britt asked me, how exactly did we do that? I get a similar question from parents when we talk about how much we're going to positively impact their child. They're always skeptical. People lie to them all the time, so they assume we're lying too. If you commit to us, to the training, to your child, stay supportive and positive, back our play when we make a training or testing decision, then the result for you will also be miraculous. But that doesn't really answer Britt's question. How did we do that? Johnny, and all of us really, have self-esteem issues. Children and adults have power plays, acting out inappropriate behavior, anger issues, anxiety, temper tantrums, moments of overwhelming sadness, jealousy, rage, and breakdowns. Doing the wrong things and not making ourselves do what we know we should do. Now, say a child doesn't feel good about themselves, they have a subconscious desire for power. When he acts out and gets in trouble, he gains that power in the emotional reactions of whoever is punishing him. They just trained him to do it more by the simple act of feeding into the inappropriate behavior by punishing him. And now he will do it more, not consciously, but subconsciously. Now, most negative emotions and the reactions we have to those emotions can be repaired if the self-esteem is repaired. We take the child and make them work incredibly hard. We make them work harder than they think they can. They accomplish things they never dreamed they would accomplish. Those things then become fine-tuned techniques, micro motor control, improved spatial awareness, refinement of movement, and perfection. Achieving a particular level of physical ability changes us, especially if that ability has real-world application, such as the application to keep us safe from harm. It's different than throwing a ball or dancing to a song. It is an empowering beyond belief. It takes away fear, fear from harm, fear from bullying, fear from defeat. Now imagine what you would try, what you could accomplish if fear was not holding you back. Training at Ancient Ways removes that fear. Not only does learning the skills change the student, but earning a black belt to show the world their progress is immense. It's not a trophy that gathers dust on a shelf. It's a rank we wear every day, and it has meaning to us and others. Now the student is living proof that not only are they okay, they are better than okay. They are a warrior over themselves, and they can use discipline to make themselves do the right things and to stop themselves from doing the wrong things. I told Britt, we just follow the system. Train him, push him, reward him, and he does the hard part. He has to put aside his preconceived notions of his identity and be willing to change. The activity is fun enough that he doesn't even know he's doing that. It just works. But it takes time, sometimes a lot of time. In Johnny's case, we've just scratched the surface. But if mom's on our side, he will be unstoppable. My praise to all of the Johnnies out there. You have a powerful path ahead of you. We are proud to guide you on that path. Grandmaster out.